Hey guys, and welcome back to the Citadel, presented by me, Daniel M. Today I'm bringing you another of our league games. This is the second one I filmed. I filmed it straight after the one from last week. This game is Daniel Reece on the left, playing Greyjoy Wolf, against Baille on the right hand side, who we've seen before, playing Martel Dragon. So, Bill on the right didn't actually build this deck. I built this deck. He turned up this week, had a league game scheduled, but had forgotten to bring his Martel cards. So I went, Bill, I've got this Martel Dragon deck that I've been experimenting with. Here, play that. So he has set up Miriam Azdur, a Chud, and a reducing location against Daniel's Asher, I think it's a Lordsport Shipwright, I'm struggling with the glare, and a King's Row. So while Daniel's setup is good, Bill's is better. Having built the deck, I know quite a bit about it. When I was building it, I basically wanted to build a deck to abuse target kill as much as possible. So it's obviously got Miri, plus all the location stripping attachments, and then lots of tiers. So Daniel Reece playing Snowed Under, winning his initiative with the King's Road. It's a nice play, I really like it. I think the difficulty is, unless he's got boats in his hand or got Go-First Tech in his hand, he doesn't gain a whole lot from it, especially with Miri on the board, unless he's going to find some way to kill her. This is Bill showing off to me. I'm standing over his shoulder watching the game. I played 2 or 3 games with the deck. Hadn't got great draws in any of the games. Bill, having played Summons, has now got Miri and Nymeria and is going to wreck face. So the deck basically was me trying to answer Lannister. What I was hoping to do is I was thinking, okay, I'll cram as much targeted kill into the deck as possible, and the way that I'm going to deal with Tywin and Gregor and all of their kind of the Lannister family and their hang-alongs is just kill them all. I don't care if they've got chuds. I'll grind it out. I'll bounce them back, Tywin back to the hand with, or anything that's got a dupe on it back to the hand with Gaston, and then use target to kill on everything else. I did have a look at building kind of Greyjoy Dragon and a few other things, but I liked the Martel control options more than I liked kind of the Greyjoy rush options. Obviously, Martel to Lannister to Dragon is also possible with the Hound, and a very feasible combo. I just liked the general makeup of the Martel at the minute. So Daniel has managed to get Baelon out and Asher out. However, what he doesn't have is he doesn't have a way to win an intrigue icon, win intrigue challenge, which means that he doesn't have a way to prevent Miri yet. Dan has been a little unfortunate. I played a Greyjoy Dragon deck against him in the league as well, and it absolutely destroyed his day. So he wasn't looking forward to this matchup, especially as soon as he saw Miri. So he's dealing with not what I would call tilt, but because what I've found in our local meta is we don't really get anyone who goes tilt when they lose. But what we do sometimes have is a very British kind of just sinking misery, that deep sensation within your soul that is being crushed when you look at the opponent's board state. So Bill not only has Nymeria, but has a duped Nymeria. So, and he's going to confine Asher, which potentially overkill, but is probably just trying to tempt out that brand use. So what he's managed to do is he's tempted out that brand use. He's still got another gold. My imagining is that he's probably got a Tears in his hand. And he's taken Baelon's military icon, so it's not even like Daniel can push through a military challenge to try and put to the sword Miri, not that he's got the gold. What he is going to do is he's going to do a cheeky little intrigue challenge, try and get something out of Bill's hand. Just get rid of Edric down. Bill just shoving it in the face of the camera there. Harking back to the previous game we commented on when he was having great fun just taking the piss. Which is what Bill's like, and hopefully sometime in the future we'll be able to get him on to do some commentary with me, because great bloke. Bit of a mistake there, Daniel doing a military challenge stealth in Nymeria with Asher, but she was... oh no, it's not a mistake. Yeah, Bill tried to confine her, but managed to avoid it by tempting out the Bran. Very sorry about that. Just getting rid of Targ Loyalist. Asher obviously stands back up. I don't know what... Unfortunately, in this situation, I don't really know what Daniel can do on the left as Greyjoy, because you know that Miri is going to be doing the intrigue challenge, is going to be killing your Baelon. So at this point, without an Aeon, I don't know why. Unfortunately, I don't know why he played out Baelon unprotected. Kind of needed to wait for a dupe or a bodyguard or even an Iron Mines. Maybe he's got a Risen from the Sea in his hand. If he's got a Risen from the Sea in his hand, that'd be quite good, but that doesn't save him next turn. So Baelon is very unprotected there. So, very fast and furious. Bill is enjoying himself here. Showing off across the room, telling everyone what he's doing. Used Miri in the intrigue challenge. Tears Baelon and tried to kill Asher. Dan choosing to Risen from the Sea on Asher. I might have personally saved that for Baelon, just because keep around for one more turn until Miri does the same thing again. Unfortunately, the purpose of this Martel deck that Bill is playing is it kind of doesn't matter how many saves you've got or how many dupes on a character. It is going to push through those challenges with Miri as really aggressively, and it's just going to work through those challenges. So Bill got really strong board presence. I'm hoping down in his hand could maybe be thinking a march to try and get rid of Miri or Nymeria. I think trading Miri or Nymeria for Asher is not a bad idea. Could have played Khan to reduce military claim. Doesn't do a huge amount when with the claim replacement from Miri, but instead he's played. They've both played trading with their Pentoshi, give each other some high gold. Dan, I'm assuming, wants to play out some chuds. Hopefully, get some enough intrigue on the icons on the board to defend against Miri. Bill has probably got a few more tricks in his hand. I think for Greyjoy, the Martel is a really bad matchup, just because they have so many tiers and they've got those icon control to control those key characters that Greyjoy rely on so heavily. So Bill going first, playing out reducers, and the Knights of the Sun, one of my favourite new cards. They add a military power icon to Martel, which is something they don't need the power icon, but they really need that military icon on a mid-range dude. Yes, they had this Palace Spearman, but this just gives them another character they can do that on. And that Renown, after when you've got 3 pots in your discard, is exactly when you want them. By that point, you've hopefully got control of the game, and you're at a point where you want to start pushing on that power to really push through those challenges. And Bill managed to play out Illyrio. in this situation, I would have been slightly tempted to play out Illyrio and save 2 gold, not play out those Knights of the Sun to give you that gold. However, Bill is probably thinking he probably wants to get a natural military icon on the board rather than having to steal a military icon with Nymeria. Ooh, Dan getting out Fish Whiskers, which is quite nice. Obviously not got a winter plot out at the minute, but we do know he's running Snowed Under. So Dan playing out Ed, Fat Ed, DJ Ed, as many people like to know him. But Bill is unfortunately pointing out that Dan is still missing the intrigue icon, and I think this is why this is such a bad matchup for Greyjoy, because playing especially Greyjoy to Stark, you're missing those impactful intrigue characters who can defend against Emiri. Dan hanging his head saying, "I hate you so much." Oh dear God. Doing an intrigue challenge with Miri, killing off Fish Whiskers and tearsing Asher.
And this is what I mean about this deck. It does just
punch you in the face. It's paying. He did obviously missed the 2 gold that Bill still had, and used Illyrio to stand her up, and is tried to do a power challenge with both Miri and Illyrio, hoping to get past Eddard, but as Dan, he's defending with Asher for 5 strength, then boosting it with the Iron Fleet Scout so that he wins, leaving Ed standing. However, Fat Ed standing alone kind of defeats the purpose. Yes, he obviously gets renowned, but he's not got no other participating character to put power onto, so you don't get the Fat Ed effect. Bill does still have a military challenge. Could kill off that Wildly Scout before he can give anyone stealth. Not that he's going to be doing it anytime soon, because Dan needs the characters on the board. Dan just talking about how much he hates Miri, and I know I've heard a lot personally, a lot of people talking about, she's overpowered, she's too much, but I think she's really nicely rounded. She is expensive, it's hard to get her out unless you build your deck around getting her out. She is only 5 strength, so effectively the best way to defend, and she does have to be attacking alone, so the best way to defend against her is get someone like Euron or get Tywin out and leave them to defend, and there's no way she can win on her own unless she gets stealth or she gets a raiding longship or some other effect, which is why I built this out of Martel, to strip the icons off those big characters she can't get round. Bill has played First Snow, which was a new addition to this deck, but an addition I really liked. Once you've maybe got 1 or 2 challenges off with Miri, and really pushed through a couple of challenges, maybe they've started to build up their board state so that you can't win challenges just with her alone. That First Snow, in combination with the Martel tricks, allows you a second chance to kill some of their bigger characters. What this is going to do is probably mean that Daniel doesn't have any other intrigue icons that he can play out. Bill has got a King's Road and a Confinement in his hand. From playing the Greenblood Trader. Be interesting to see what he chose there. The Confinement. And Bill has also got the Varus, which is the other thing this deck does, is wipe the board with Varus. There are 3 of them in. I've been tempted to take him out, but unfortunately I think he's just too nice having those all those resets. Dan has played out an Hour in Mines. It would have been a lot nicer to see when he maybe Asher, Fish Whiskers, and Baille wasn't dead. But he has got the Reader out as well, so potentially some more draw. Just hopefully he doesn't draw him into more dead characters. Bill very nicely playing out the Green Blood Trader, just so that he can get the card draw and then be able to play it out again next turn. Which is one of the reasons why this deck really does like First Snow. Bill confining the Reader, which I'm assuming Dan was probably hoping to buff with the Warship, so maybe could defend against Miri.
So they're going to take something off him. So they've got renown now because there's 3. No, that's not my use pile yet, is it? Right.
Bill getting so excited playing the deck, he couldn't even remember whether the Knights of the Stun still had renown yet, forgetting that the top plot wasn't actually in his used pile just yet. Doing an intrigue challenge with Miri, killing Eddard, and Dan just muttering it to himself that he thinks the game is over. Which, with that amount of effective high cost characters dead, it's getting close. Dan just realised after killing Eddard and after moving on that he didn't use the end mines. I'm so despondent that he couldn't even remember his triggers. Bill did offer for him to take it back, saying, "Oh, it's a friendly game," but Dan just muttered, "There's nothing friendly about this." So, fast and furious game. Unfortunately, much akin to the game we saw last time, where Richard wiped Barry's board. I don't think there's going to be a huge amount that Dan can do about this. Dan playing Winds of Winter for a high claim plot, so don't know if he's got the characters to back that up. Bill has played out Clash of Kings.
Dan's trying to show you his hand's not fair.
Just pushing forward. Bill and Dan are just talking to me in the background, and I'm apologising to Dan for building the deck and giving it to Bill for this week.
Dan, I need, for the final week, I need that Martel Lani deck. Okay, that's it, yeah.
Sorry about that. So, I don't really know what Dan can do to get back into the game. Unfortunately, he's in a position whereby I don't think his deck is built to deal with Miri. And I think this kind of is something that you have to be able to do now, is you have to build a deck to be able to deal with Miri. Especially with the announcement and the soon release of Tyne Sand, between the two of them, you're going to really have to be able to defend against these kind of really big characters. And as the meta evolves, some people initially will kind of think they're overpowered, and because they don't know how to play around them early on, but in time, I think you'll learn how to meta against them. And I think the thing that it really does is really increases the value of Nightmares and really increases the value of Milk of the Poppy. Dan just showing us his hand. He's got 3. We do not so in his hand. Not particularly useful in this situation, unfortunately, though. Just now got 2 intrigue icons and nothing else. Bill going to steal 2 power icons and get renown on Knights of the Sun. Bill now on 10 power. Standing up the Knights with Illyrio. Going to do a military, get the unopposed, get the renown. Killing off the Lord's board shipwright. take the intrigue icon off with Nymeria and intrigue with Miri Mazdor. Killing off the last character with Miri because he probably suspects that Dan probably doesn't have a huge amount in his hand because he hasn't played anything out. And Bill just needs one more power, I think it is. So Dan got that plot there right away, just want to get this game over and done with. Unfortunately, not a huge amount of strategy going into this game.
Dan, who's first? Right, wait, 1 minute. Who's first?
Deciding who's going first.
Alright, so who's the plot affected?
And again, similar to Barry's play in the last game, where it was Wildfire against Marked, Dan can obviously choose to trigger his plot first.
They're all exactly the same. 3 copies if we do not so.
And then have Bill trigger his Fallen from Favour. The Fallen from Favour is something that's come in and out of the deck. At some points it was a Calling the Banners. However, what I was finding was sometimes I was in a situation like Bill is now, where the board was white and the Calling Banners did absolutely nothing for me. I think Fallen from Favour it's a backup to get Miri out. However, it's not a plot that I really like. The initiative is nice, but sacrificing the character, you don't often have lots of chuds out on the board that you can sacrifice really easily. Bill choosing to keep the Knights and Miri and get rid of Nymeria. I think at this point in the game you can probably get rid of Miri, keep Nymeria. Miri's done her work, she's killed the big characters. There's not much you really need her for. Keep Nymeria out for that kind of icon control, but at this point in the game there's not a huge amount Bill can really do wrong to win the game. Dan's going to concede because all he's drawn is a Baille and a Fish Whiskers who are both dead. And Bill's just thanking me for building the deck. So this was the second game, not the second game from our league, but the second game we managed to record from it. If you've got any comments for the players, if you saw any play mistakes, don't worry about it. Just leave players the comments underneath the video, and we'll see you again next Tuesday. Thanks guys, bye.